Well, hello everybody. It's Martin here, Vinyl Scavenger, with the 2024 vinyl tag. Hope you're all doing well. Happy New Year to you, whether you are new to this channel or just a valued regular. Thank you to Rob for doing the question. So I thought I'd crack on because tomorrow I'm going back to work, and if I dithered or procrastinated at all, then I probably wouldn't do it, or it would be in the back of my mind thinking, oh, I should have done that. So I've probably done vinyl tags most years, I think, and a few of the alternative ones as well. Um, yeah, no coffee, no tea to drink. So I'll just say, without further ado, let's crack on with it, I suppose. Okay. I was going to say actually that yeah, there's definitely a shift towards people that the bigger channels maybe don't do it so much. So it is for the smaller to mid-sized people to do this, to interact with people. Doing a best of 2020, 2023, it sort of lends itself to you possibly being retired and having a lot of time and a lot of disposable income kind of people as well, which I just don't have. I mean, I could probably sell half of this and have a bit of money, but that's not really going to last long, is it, to pay for your heating and your whatnot? So maybe I should just have records all around the house instead of cavity walls, and I'd be nice and warm then. Anyway, the second, without further ado, first question was your favourite purchase. So this happened earlier on in the year, and it was inspired about probably 10 years ago by this album. Okay, so this was sorry, this is KLF Chill Out. So I was on Facebook at some point, and it came up in my feed. I wasn't even aware of this album. So instead of the KLF, they're called the FLK. So instead of it being a journey across America, it's a journey north to south in England. And I've got the. Let's take this off because it's shiny and irritating. uh, yeah, it comes with a printed sheet with all the samples of it and the transcript dialect. So there we go. So it's sort of like a bootleg. So as I say, it turned up on my feed on Facebook. So I went to the link, and it was sort of, well, it looks interesting. It had been on available on YouTube and still is available on YouTube to watch, or to listen to, as I say. And I don't know how many of them there are. I forget now, but there's probably 100, 200, not that many. But it is a great listen. I don't know whether as well it's a cover, a bow towards Animals, Pink Floyd. I don't know, or did they just go and take a picture of a cow instead of a field of sheep? Anyway, that was my best album and very much listened to album of 2023. I'm not really sure I have many new albums from 2023, if any, perhaps. But anyway, I do listen to quite a bit of new music, and then I ponder too long and think, yeah, can I afford that? And am I going to go for that? Which, as this final tag becomes apparent as I go on, you'll find that out why that is, I suppose, because I'm preoccupied with other things. Right. The last record I bought was before Christmas. I think I'd just been to look at a couple of flea market charity shops, and I think that's all I came back with. It was about 50p. So it's Spain, with a little booklet, and it's two flexi discs. One is yellow, one is red, like the Spanish flag, obviously. Sort of one of these sort of things you probably get on your holiday when you've or would have got on your holiday back in the day. It's even got like some sort of old Kodak sticker there. Not quite sure what that's about, whether someone's just accidentally stuck it on. So that was the last record I bought. Um, Band singer of two albums in a year. I struggled with this one, Rob. This was really difficult. Both. these were recorded by Porcupine Tree in 1993. So this was the studio album. In fact, I think it might even have been a debut. I have no Porcupine Tree. So I only have the first and second Porcupine Tree albums, full albums, as it were. And they were local to me, so I knew about them. And amazingly, I didn't even know. I went to the first ever gig. Um, Not that I remember a whole deal about it, apart from the room above a pub was very small. The other album that they recorded during 1993, it was released, I think, as a 12-inch, or part of it was released as a 12-inch, or a couple of 12 inches, and it was only part of the trip. So this is a acid trip called Voyage 34, and this is a 2016 remastered um, album of it. It's more ambient sort of shenanigans. So that's that. Pill, tablet, acid, whatever you want to call it. Right. A decade. Well, it's, for me, is undoubtedly working in a record shop in 1990. I think I started to about 97. I sort of stayed there um, when I was at college or worked during the summer holidays and whatnot. And the record I chose from the 1990s, just to get the gist of it, is it even says there the word audiophile. I'm not sure if I even knew what that meant then. So this is Take Me to God by Jar Wobble, and it's sort of very Middle Eastern, North African inspired sounds. And yeah, it was probably quite a limited release, I guess. Hence, they've done this sort of plain cover with just a sticker on it to make it look even more audiophile. Question number 5. A band or a singer from Manchester? And then Rob said, are you United or City? If I grew up in Manchester, I'm thinking, would I have been the same? Hello, Moggins. Would I have been the same? Would I have uh, gone for one of those teams? United is Salford, the city of Salford. Manchester City, I suppose, is a true Manchester team. Well, like yourself, Rob, I probably would have gone with Oldham or Stockport or um, not Salford City. I'm trying to think of the other teams around there. Bury, maybe. Knew someone that supported Bury once. Yeah, I would have gone with a more smaller team. Anyway, the record I chose from Manchester is Steve Coogan, Alan Partridge's brother, and he was Martin Coogan, and it's a 12-inch of Can You Dig It? Sort of like a promo, I guess, although probably came out on a normal release. The cat is meowing, so I'm going to have to be quick, I think. Yes. uh, a band or singer listened to most in 2023? Well, I've very much gone down the classical music. Partly my work. If I'm driving, it's nice to listen to classic FM um, or Radio 3. They play a lot of more unusual sort of things and in their full stretch, in their full length. I've gone with this. I got this last year. I don't even think that I've shown it. So it's a lady playing a harp, and it's inspired by Narnia, basically. Um, Christopher Hyde Smith, flute and piccolo. Marisa Robles, harp ensemble. Lovely. Classic, in fact, classic FM. Some 7 inches for question number 7. Is that right? Yeah. Right. Okay, we've got 7 inches. Uh, Woolly Bully, Sam, Basham, and the Pharaohs. Single here by somebody called Eddie Stanton called Milton Keynes. We love you. You may know that Milton Keynes is a city built on a grid system, not that far away from where I live, actually. Um, yeah, it's probably much ridiculed in most of Britain. And you can get lost there. If you want to find somewhere, it's difficult. And if you want to go through it, it can also be very difficult too. The way it's signposted, you sort of lose your momentum as you're driving around following it. Yeah. Uh, Temple Head by Transglobal Underground on 7 inch. Used to have the album. Culled it. The first ever single by Kitty Daisy Lewis, Son of a Gun, means Son of a Gun. Recently shown by Harris Pilton. This is the 1982 England World Cup squad. I think I could probably name them all, but I won't do it now. And this is, in fact, this isn't my original copy. This is a picture disc with their heads there and the mock autographs on the back. Um, my wife got me into watching The Love Boat, and I found a copy of Jack Jones' The Love Boat. And lastly, a BBC sound effects record with Berwick Street Market on one side, and on the other side, where I live, Aylesbury Market. I think I got this from an eBay seller. Yeah, there it is. It's a sticker denoting whence it came from. Right, the dinner party, question number 8. 4 people for a dinner party. I couldn't find PJ Harvey album that I've got here. Um, I think she would be interesting. Couldn't find the record, so she can't come, unfortunately. Mysterious, quite interesting, quiet person. So I've gone for some controversials who would have an. I did think maybe should it be 2 women, 2 men, but I've got there's 3 men. He didn't also specify, Rob, whether they are alive or dead. So Martin Luther King. I mean, I know he stood for. He was a pastor, obviously, Baptist, I think, and also the no war thing and the peace. But I don't know much about his sort of theological stance on things or much else about him really. He's often just talked about um, the main things, the peace and whatnot. Cat Stevens, now Yusuf Islam, he doesn't really talk about um, Islam that much. I know he had some sort of dream kind of um, spiritual experience, and he was obviously a searching sort of person for a lot of his life. Sorry, for most of his life. Is still alive. Someone that used to be very outspoken, controversial, doing especially during his stand-up shows. He'd be good at a party, or I hope he still is. Um, Henry Rollins. That's the album. It was a 12 inch there with Ghost Rider on the B side by Martin Rev. What's the name of that band now? I can't remember now. Vega and Martin Rev. Yeah, I can't remember what the name of the band is now that they did. Suicide, that's it, yeah. So him. I mean, I know he still talks a lot about records and vinyl and still having that passion. And the last person, she might have nothing to say, but she was very controversial with her opinions and views at the time. So, for everyone that knows me, Wendy James would be the fourth person at the dinner guest party kind of thing. What they eat, I don't know. What they drink, I don't know. Well, obviously, one of them probably wouldn't be drinking. No, two. I'm sure Henry Rollins is a straight edge kind of guy. We'll go on to number 9 now. A record, a dead person that died in 2023. A record I've seen, found it recently. Never bothered in the past. It's a bit slightly wonky there, the cover. I think it'll play okay. Not listened to it yet. Linda Lewis. And has this got a hit on it? Is it In His Kiss? I'm not sure. There's Cat Stevens song on there as well. Remember the days of the old schoolyard. Okay, a country. My wife's from Finland, so it would always be Finland, really. This is Mopo, and also they have a huge, for a small country. Not everybody's in a metal band, although I think it's the highest amount of people that are in a metal band. This is sort of like punk jazz, Mopo. So this is a Mopo, a little moped thing below so many cc. So they've called it Mopocalypse. Stumbled across this when I was in Finland, I think, or such like. Okay, for a record I bought as a teenager, this might have been the first album I bought, so it's fairly local to me, High Wycombe, and it's Howard Jones' Dream into Action. with the original sticker on it there as well. Had a few hits back in the day. Old Howard, a funk or a soul record. I have some. I don't listen to them that much, but early Aretha, I guess, is soul, probably very gospel influenced. We're whizzing through these now, and we are at 15 minutes. A record nobody has. Well, that would have to be mine. The record that I paid to have done of my samples, and I did a contest slash thread that completely dived, but three people did a video to it. So it's John, 6-inch pianist, Jacob at Dallas Open Micer, and Chris at Record Talk. So I have to choose somebody at some point who gets those, and then I'll find something else to send to the other two people that did make a video. As I did hear somebody use the excuse that they weren't going to do the thread on Rachel's Ghost, say that it's too soon before the vinyl tag or some sort of excuse, but people do tags all the time and everything, and I felt a bit like deflated by that, I suppose. But then now I think, well, whatever. Three people did it. That's fine. They were into it. Whatever. Um, She's Great, a record by female artist, 2023. I couldn't think of any, but if I use the they, because there's two of them, not in the modern sense of the word they, I'll go for Wet Leg. I think I bought it this year just, and it was from last year, and it remains to be seen whether they can follow it up ever. You know, a lot of indie bands sync with, well, a lot of bands and people in general sync without a trace after one album. It's not just the pop idol, um, X Factor people. It's just longevity is very difficult to keep up with. Number 16, favorite video on my channel. Sorry, favorite video on my channel. So my Spanish Rhapsody that I did with a friend, with him playing the guitar, and you can go back and watch it. It's about 3, 4, 5 videos ago. Mm, um, nice bit of toothpaste there. Mm, uh, yeah, and watch it, see what you think. Yeah. And oh, yeah, the three channels. Did I do the three channels that were discovered? I don't think I did. Sorry, so 11 was the three channels I discovered in 2023. So there's Elliot Cruz, who is one of the few Americans that's turned up on the Thursday night Ian's live stream. Uh, Back again, Madam Sin. So I've included him as one of my three. And Petri Hakala from Finland. I think I've really gotten into his videos like the last year or so, and we had a bit of um, correspondence together. He tried to send me a record and somehow, or send something to me, and it somehow ended back there again. Don't know what happened there. The other one from question 16 was another channel favorite video. Well, as Rob said, Stevie's musical cupboard, the video he did with the Yes Tomato cover and going there and the whole story of it and everything. I think that just like went up a lot of levels. So that was great. I mean, yeah. 17, a record that's a 90s classic. So the fusion of a band, whether they were a bit lost in the studio or what, but with Screamadelica with Andy Weatherall basically made a classic which is very synonymous with the 1990s, I guess. You know, the dance and the indie whole coach culture and the dub and there's a couple of rock hits on there, I guess you would say. So it would be know what to go for, but Screamadelica would be one of them, or the one I chose. Yeah. 18. Walk into a cover and be in it or part of it. This is very subtle. You can't barely see them on it. So probably my favourite band still, The Church. Oh, I could have had the Church for album of last year because they made a good comeback. So this is Gold Afternoon Fix from 1990. Yeah, and if you look very closely there, for instance, and they're so tiny you can't even see them, but they are on it. So I'd like to be sort of like that, just standing in black maybe. Uh, 19 record that feels like a greatest hits, certainly in Britain and America. Lots and lots of hits, greatest hits on George Michael Faith. I think actually Faith, Father Figure, I Want Your Sex, One More Try, Monkey, Kissing a Fool, five, six. There's at least six hits, and there's only three other tracks on there, but I don't think were a single. So I know he went on and had other hits, but yeah, 1974, an album from, and I went for this one. This is back in the day. I would have gone to Record and Tape Exchange in Notting Hill, and it cost me. It's excellent condition, UK reissue. What does that say? £17, which was actually quite a lot of money then. I can't see what that says on there. NIOTB or something. I don't know what that means. So I go for that. So that is my vinyl tag. I was going to do a response to Mazzy's Wanker um, video. That was very good, I thought, Mazzy. Not that you'll probably watch this, but yeah. So coming up to 22 minutes. Okay, I've done it. That's it. And I'll post it and then, yeah. Chances are I'm probably not going to watch lots of vinyl tags. I think a lot of the bigger channels I've got a bit more fed up with, I think I'll say. Um, it's the small to medium ones that I prefer now. Yeah. And the interaction and whatnot. Yeah. So that's it, really. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.